Hello Capricorn friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Capricorn December 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. We've got a very fiery, passionate, action-oriented, optimistic end to 2025 and beginning to 2026. We've got birthdays happening for our early degree Capricorns, and we've got a theme that I'm calling Ancestral Alchemy. Transforming lineage into light. So we're going to get into all of these details. This is for you if Capricorn is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Cap placement you're listening for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Capricorn friends, so birthdays like January 15th through the rest of the sign, or 23 degree Capricorn placements through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Aquarius report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Two quick admin notes before we dive into what to expect for this closure of the year. One is that for the end of November, for Black Friday, I am giving away almost every promo that I've ever given. Just in this one time, this very short opportunity, when you register for my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course, you can see the details of the promo and the details of the course at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. Well over $2,000 worth of free promos when you register now. So if you want to use all of this amazing Sagittarius energy for learning, for developing your teaching, for stepping into being a professional astrologer, I can help you do that. Plus, you get your major promos at this time, okay? Also, grab your sweet and salty dates report free for December at anniehelpsyou.com. If you don't know me already, I'm Annie Botticelli, astrologer for a very long time, well over 20 years, and I've been a YouTube astrologer for over 13 years. So every month I'm bringing you the information that I think will help you make the most of this period of time, and to put this period of time in context from what we've walked through, what we're going to be walking through, to help you have the best month and best life possible. All right, so let's talk about these Sagittarius placements and what this is awakening for you at this time. We've got Star Goddess Juno, Mars, Black Moon Lilith, the Sun, Venus, almost Mercury, and the new moon on December 19th at 28 degrees of Sagittarius, all flooding this energy of expansion, definitely of excess, of excitement, of exuberance. This energy works in an upward spiral, so you will be all over the place this month. This is a time for massive action. I'm going to get to that soon. This is a time for learning and teaching and expanding your horizons. And this is a time for creative solutions to any problems that may have been standing in your way. As of December 17th and through February 12th, we have the next and last of 2025, first of 2026, open period free from personal planet retrogrades. If you follow my work, then you know that the tides are going out at this time. I always talk about personal planets like Mercury, Mars, Venus. When they are in retrograde or their shadow periods before and after their retrogrades, it's a time to go inward and backward. It's a time to wait on the shore to see what is going to be brought to you to be dealt with. And we still have some of that energy in the first half of December, where you're just kind of hanging out, responding, getting things ready for your big launch, getting things ready for your big sales, your big purchases, your big appointments, your big events. And now, in the middle of the month, we are there, okay? So this is your time where anything you do now will have extra oomph, because you're not working with these personal planets going inward and backward. This is a time to actively weave your new spider webs in all different places, where when we get into the retrogrades again, you'll be able to gather food and sit and wait to let the work that you're doing now work for you. But now is an active time of that creation. Some of the creation that happens this month, specifically for Capricorn, may be very internal. And that's because all of this energy of Sag that we've been talking about crowds into your 12th house of your subconscious mind, of your quiet, internal, private space, of your soul retreat, of your inner workings. So this may be things you're doing behind closed doors. If it's studying or learning, you may just be holed up and, just in a blissful learning bender. It may be planning, writing, that's a very active inner world. It could in some ways be the world of the armchair warrior. Okay, so if you're not taking a big trip at this time, which you may, because both the new moon in Gemini and the full moon in Gemini on December 4th, basically the whole first week covering that energy, and December 19th new moon, that is all very much travel energy. So you may find yourself traveling far and wide. But for those of you who aren't, you may be watching travel things on TV. You may be listening to a travel book. You may be planning for your next big thing. Because one of the best ways to align with the natural rhythms of the universe is to use these open periods to not only actively do things, but also to plan for future open periods. Okay, so you've got from December 17th to February 12th. If you want to know the rest of the open periods for 2026 and just the general tides of the whole year, when you go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, look for the Secret Star Portal. That's where I posted that 2026 calendar. But for right now, I can tell you, you've got this nice open window for 2 months to plan things for that time, to plan things in that time. And this is, very, very active. Actually, before we get there. Okay, so this energy crowds your 12th house. The 12th house is your area of your attic of your being. It's your karmic garbage. It's your karmic gold. It's the stuff that your ancestors left you that are literally maybe in your attic that you inherited, or that you inherited through DNA. And this is, a very inward looking type of energy. Your greatest fears may come up here. Your greatest accomplishments as you push through those fears may occur here. This is what I call a Harry Potter house, where the demons that are, seeming to be outside, where you can conquer them in your mind. You can also conquer them externally, but that quest starts internally, where you summon that space of your magician, of your wizard, and you face your fears and you clear them. This is an amazing time for inner work. A lot of the tools that I've mentioned before, EMDR, you can look these up. EFT, lots of free stuff about EFT online. EMDR, NLP, just different psychological and spiritual processes, past life regressions, anything that you do to use this energy crowding in your mind productively will be helping you out tremendously. What some people do is when they start to feel weird, they will start, quote, celebrating their birthday early, where you start partying because you're avoiding this inner tumult. What you can do instead is work with it, work through it, go through your shadow side and come out the other side, all clean, clear, and ready for your new rebirth, for your new year. And it will feel like a new year this year because we're not entering in the shroud of the retrogrades. So, this is a very active time of going within and then pushing out your new energy, because as all of these placements move through Sagittarius, they move into Capricorn, joining Star Goddess Vesta, Star Goddess Estrella in Cap, flooding this energy of discipline and making forward movement. This is a magical time of the year when the enthusiasm, when the vision, when the expansion of Sagittarius meets this Capricorn. It's like the rubber meeting the road of the idea of travel or idea of forward movement, and then the traction that you get from the discipline of discerning and narrowing down all of what could be to what you are going to make become. So as the month progresses, your discipline will progress. As the month progresses, your clarity will progress. As the month goes on, you'll have a better idea of which possibilities you want to try to help to bear fruit or to materialize. And that will all crowd your first house of Aries, which again is very action oriented. So Cappies are going to be in this going internal and then busting out into this, bull in a china shop, where you'll be ready to just take off and do all of these things. And the stars could not be better for you to actually do that. So it's all very exciting. Your ruler Saturn is also direct, which helps all of those very long-term plans, either ones you've made in the past to start bearing fruit now, or the plans you're making now for the future really, really rise and shine. This can be about your physical body. This can be about your identity. This can be about your path in life, of how you present yourself, of who you are, what you do, what you're bringing to the world. All of this is lit up magically now. Before your birthday, you get to go through seeing the things that you don't want with this focus on this 12th house. Then you get to see what you don't want, which helps you plan what you do want, which helps you to plan your birthday wishes, or if you're watching for a different placement other than your sun, and it's not going to be your birthday, you will still have the sun move over your Cap placement. I have my moon and Venus in Capricorn, so I go through all of this with you, and I'm as excited about this as I couldn't be, because it's for me personally as well. So, this is a very, very exciting time, but we will have to walk through some darkness, some shadow. We will have to nurture and protect certain things before we're ready to bring them out. We will want to do our kind of behind closed doors checks with certain things before we're ready to bring them into the light. But this is that beautiful process that is occurring now of birthing these things. Now, one of the things that I said before with the theme of this month has to do with ancestral alchemy, and that's because all of these 7 placements, the new moon, Mercury, Venus, the sun, black moon, Lilith, Mars, Juno, moving through Sagittarius, they're all going to come and make this series of trines with Chiron, the wounded healer, and Eris, the harbingers of our time, of our generations that are growing now, because Eris is more recently discovered. So this is all crowding in your 4th house of family, of lineage. The 12th house also can rule ancestry and lineage. All of these water houses, 4th, 8th, and 12th houses, take some of that space. But this 4th house directly relates to your home, family, your lineage, your ancestry. And making all of these trines, which are the most fabulous aspect in all of astrology, to these placements can really take some very, very, very deeply rooted things and clear them. Studying epigenetics, I haven't talked about this in a while, but it is something that will be really great to revisit this month for Capricorns. Epigenetics is the study of how gene expressions can turn on and off. If you have a tendency towards something genetically that's not good, you can do healing work. You can see what medium is fostering the growth of those patterns and change the medium. Very quick epigenetics lesson, because it's so relevant this month, of what you can do with the ancestral alchemy at this time. Bruce Lipton, if you don't know his work, find him. Genius. Was working on mapping the human genome when all of that was going on, and made an inadvertent discovery that sort of flew in the face of what the mapping of the human genome was meant to do, which was basically, well, I don't want to get into all of that, but they were basically wanting to sell pharmaceuticals based on genetics, and sort of, this was a financial effort, we'll just say, which tends to be what gets the funding, right? But what he figured out is that stem cells change into the things that the bodies need. We took one set of stem cells from the same area, put some of them in one petri dish, some set in another, some set in a third. These stem cells would turn into bone, muscle, and some other kind of tissue. I can't remember what it was. It basically changes into the thing the body needs. But depending on the medium, that was the solution that was in the petri dish. That's what changed these stem cells, which are essentially neutral, to turn into what they were going to become. So that launched him on a whole different path under much scrutiny of his peers to help us understand that the medium is what changes the gene expression, that the genes are not all powerful. The medium that surrounds the genes can make them work. It kind of reminds me of, I think it was in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the mom, the dad is kind of talking about how he's the head of the family, and the mom says, the husband may be the head of the family, but the wife, she is the neck, and she will turn him any way she wants. Something like that. And it always makes me think of that, because the medium, the epigenetics, that is the neck that turns the head of genetics any which way, which way is true to the medium, which means that our medium, which includes astrology, which includes the current stars, our natal energies, which includes our environment, which includes our upbringing, our, nurturing, which includes our current family situation, which includes our job, which includes our friends and our surroundings, which includes our way of thinking, our paradigms. All of that are the medium that makes these genetic expressions change. So wow. So now this time of year, when we have all of this energy coalescing in creative solutions of Sagittarius, making trines to these very deeply rooted long-term placements in your house of family, of ancestry, you can pay attention to the epigenetics that change the genetic expression to optimize it to your highest expression possible. So this is a really big month for Cappies, and you've got all of the things supporting action, forward movement, discipline, the vision, bringing things into fruition in any area of life. But you've got some extra special health, wellness, family, housing benefits to what is going on here. Now, let's talk about a couple of other points. December 4th, the first week of the month, basically, we've got fullness, completion, fruition, drama, coming to something with siblings, coming to something with relatives, that, aunts, uncles, cousins. This is crowding your 6th house of your health, of your daily routine. So the things with the aunts and the uncles and the siblings and the brothers and the sisters, the communication, that's fullness, completion, fruition. That's occurring for all signs. But that Gemini energy is happening in your 6th house of health, of wellness, of your daily routine, of your daily experience at work, of your systems in your life. Something's going on there. Could also just mean a little trip, some travel, a little break from your day-to-day, something new going on there. And I already told you in the days around December 17th, we're going to open this time where we're pushing our boats out to sea because the tides are going out and they can go far and wide. The days around December 19th, we've got that new moon in Sagittarius supporting all of that other energy we've been talking about. Also this month, important to know, is that we are free of the main eclipse season, okay? So we are in a little bit of a lull where the factors that have been really radically changing our lives with the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle that's been going on since the end of 2024, that will be going on until early 2027. Plus, we'll have a new polarity entering for a new eclipse cycle beginning in February and March. We'll start to feel that mid-January. But right now, we're not in it. So if you've become familiar with me alerting you to this eclipse energy and what it feels like you've got your finger stuck in an electric socket for an extended period of time, we're not there. We're in this rest period of integration since the last eclipses and before the next one. So that's important to know this month. Also important to know this month, we do have around 18 nuisance aspects. All of them will blow by quickly, except this big behemoth, Jupiter squaring Chiron. This has been going on for months, but it's happening exactly on December 21st. This is where this is one of the periods of time where something can really break, crack, and heal. Unfortunately, in some ways, it's timed at many holidays that we may be celebrating. And so there may be something that occurs at that holiday time that actually breaks into this healing. It can be a point of tension where there's a conflict, or it may just be the gratitude, the coming together, the viewing things in a transcendent way that helps to lift you beyond these limitations of your family upbringing and your past, and expands you into bigger and better relationships within your family and beyond. That's what Jupiter is seeking to do. It's at this point of conflict with Chiron. It's in an internal process with them both being in retrograde, those outer planets. Outer planet retrogrades are different than inner planet retrogrades because they rule this deeper, more subconscious part of our being, and they're always present for a really long time. So we track and map these differently, but there is something big going on that will radically transform your relationship space. So that is really exciting. If you want to know all of the nuisance aspects, all of the sweet aspects, we've got 9 glowing aspects happening this month as well. Get your free sweet and salty date December report at anniehelpsyou.com. Remember, if you haven't already gone to see my amazing Black Friday promo that will start November 20th and go until the end of the month for Black Friday, where you get over $2,000 worth of promos when you register for my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I hope you have a wonderful end of the year, wonderful month. I'll see you next month and next year. Bye for now.